Hey guys, today we're stepping into a place that once smelled like fresh bread, sounded like squeaky carts, and felt like something familiar. Your local grocery store in the 1950s. No self-checkouts, no scanning beeps, no LED signs telling you've saved 7 cents. Just a bell over the door, a kind hello, and a space that somehow felt both small and complete. So before we jump in, take a second to like the video and subscribe. But only if you actually enjoy this kind of content. Drop your location and what you remember most from this era in the comments. Ready? Let's go. You pull open the heavy glass door. It's solid, not automatic. It resists just enough to remind you you're about to enter somewhere real. The floor is cool, tiled, and freshly waxed, and the lights overhead are warm and yellow. It doesn't smell like disinfectant. It smells like bread and polish. And the back corner, where the pickle barrel still lives, there's no soundtrack playing, just soft murmurs, maybe a baby crying 2 aisles over, and the steady rhythm of the butcher's cleaver in the distance. It's quiet, but not silent. Peaceful. And the best part? You know exactly where everything is, because it hasn't moved in years. You start in the canned goods aisle, because of course you do. That's where everyone starts. The shelves are short enough to see over and spaced wide enough to push your little metal cart without knocking over a pyramid of soup cans. Each section has purpose. Nothing feels random. Canned vegetables here, baking goods there, a modest cereal row that actually fits in one glance. There's no 20-foot wall of 85 brands of granola. Just corn flakes, Wheaties, and Cheerios, and somehow that's enough. You spot a box of Jell-O, bright red, bold letters with a recipe for ring mold surprise printed right on the back. It's ridiculous, but you kind of miss it. Some say mid-century grocery stores were smaller because people simply ate less variety. Others believe it was the product of a community-first design, where stores knew what you needed, not what a marketing algorithm wanted you to crave. And the labels. Oh, the labels. Handwritten tags, sometimes misspelled, with prices so low you double take. You pick up a can of peaches, 12 cents. 12. As you walk the aisles, you realize you're not just shopping. You're remembering. You reach for a jar of mayonnaise, glass, heavy, with a metal lid that clinks when you set it down. No squeeze bottles, no plastic safety seals, just trust. The packaging isn't just functional, it's artwork. Bright reds, bold lettering, mascots with smiling faces and oddly detailed eyes. It's marketing with charm, not manipulation. Before barcodes, everything had a price tag, handwritten, slapped on with a sticker gun. Sometimes they'd fall off. Sometimes they'd get smudged. And somehow it made things feel more real. Some historians argue the shift to sterile packaging was a move toward efficiency. Others say it marked the beginning of shopping becoming less human. But here, now, you can hold a tin of coffee and admire it. Not because it's rare, but because someone made it beautiful on purpose. You glance at the shelf and freeze. Bread, 14 cents. Eggs, 60 cents a dozen. Coffee, 79 cents a pound. And no, there's no catch, no loyalty card, no app, no buy 3, get 50 cents off your next visit if Mercury's in retrograde. Just a price, a fair one. You reach into your coat pocket, no wallet full of coupons, just a folded paper list and a few dollar bills, and that's enough. Some folks say it's unfair to compare prices across decades. Inflation, wages, supply chains, all valid points. But still, a part of you misses when 20 bucks could fill a cart, not just a handbasket. You stare at a sack of flour, 5 pounds for 49 cents, and realize something simple. You didn't just save money. You trusted what you were buying. You make your way to the back, where the butcher station lives. It's not hidden behind plastic curtains or locked glass doors. It's open, honest, smelling of salt and sawdust and freshly ground meat. He sees you coming and smiles. "The usual today?" he asks, already reaching for that chuck roast you always buy. You nod. No barcode, no scanner, just a man with a white apron and a pencil tucked behind his ear. He wraps the meat in brown paper, folds it like origami, then scribbles the price in grease pencil across the top. Some say these interactions were slow and inefficient. Others believe they were the very heart of the store. You watch as he ties the package with a bit of string, not tape, and you feel seen, not processed, because here, meat didn't come in plastic trays. It came with eye contact. You head toward the checkout. No buzzing lanes, no flashing lights, no self-service chaos. Just Miss Clarice, in her pressed apron, standing behind a register that clicks instead of beeps. She greets you by name. Of course she does. She's been here since your kids were in diapers. One by one, she punches in prices with real buttons, big, round, satisfying ones. Each total rings out with a crisp ding, like a church bell for groceries. You hand her your bills, she hands you your change, coins that actually mattered. Then she slips something extra into your bag, S and H green stamps. Some historians think the stamps were just a loyalty gimmick, but for many, they were mini goals. A toaster earned one stamp at a time. No one rushes you. No one checks your receipt. You bag your own groceries into brown paper, not plastic. And you walk out without ever needing a pen. You step back into the sunlight, paper bags in hand, and for a second it hits you. How different this all feels. Not just simpler, warmer. You didn't wrestle with a self-checkout. You didn't have to scan a barcode 8 times. You didn't even need a loyalty card or a password. Some say the world changed because it had to. Convenience, technology, speed. And maybe that's true. But a trip to the store used to feel like a routine you looked forward to, not a task to survive. You glanced down at your bag, bread, milk, coffee, some fruit, nothing fancy, but it's all you needed. And more than that, it felt good. Because back then, grocery shopping wasn't just about groceries. It was about community, familiarity, and little rituals we didn't realize we'd miss until they were gone. You climb into your car, or maybe back then it was your dad's big boat-sized sedan, and you sit for a second, bags beside you, just thinking. You didn't need a list of 200 options. You didn't compare labels or count calories. You just shopped. And somehow it felt more real, more human. Some things you remember clearly. The creak of the cart, the smile from the butcher, the scent of ground coffee near the front of the store. Other memories? They come back in bits and pieces, triggered by a box of cereal, a price tag, or a name you haven't heard in decades. And if any part of this felt familiar, comforting, or even just fun to remember, I'd love to hear about it. Drop your memory in the comments. Let's keep these stories alive together.